Hello, and welcome to Little Planet Wonder. Just imagine waking as the first light begins to spread across the countryside. The fire has almost gone out. The air is cool. And somewhere beyond your window, a church bell is about to ring throughout the village. There are no cars. No electricity. No aeroplanes crossing overhead. Only bird song. Wood smoke. The sound of horses beginning another day. And forests stretching far beyond the fields. Our journey begins around 1,000 years ago. During a fascinating chapter of history known as the Medieval Age, or the Middle Ages, it was a world of castles, bustling markets, skilled craftsmen, magnificent cathedrals and colourful festivals. A time when news travelled only as fast as a horse could gallop. Where wolves still roamed across much of Europe, and where the night sky sparkled with more stars than most of us ever see today. In this journey, we'll discover what ordinary life was really like during the Middle Ages, and uncover some of the hidden wonders of a time that laid the groundwork for much of the modern era. Imagine being born into a small medieval village. There's a good chance you would spend your entire life within a day's walk of your home. The neighboring village might feel like another world, while a distant city could seem as mysterious as a faraway country. News traveled only as fast as a walking messenger or a galloping horse. Important events taking place hundreds of miles away might not be heard about for weeks, or even months. Many people never traveled far enough to see the sea, or even the nearest large city. Children often grew up living no more than 20 or 30 miles from where they were born. A journey that might take us half an hour by car today could have been the greatest adventure of their entire lives. As evening arrived, darkness spread in a way that is difficult for us to imagine. Without streetlights, illuminated buildings, or passing traffic, the countryside became almost completely black. On clear nights, the Milky Way stretched brilliantly across the sky. Thousands of stars shone overhead. Owls called through the darkness. And in many parts of Europe, wolves could still be heard beyond the edge of the forest. For medieval families, this wasn't unusual. It was simply another evening. Beyond the villages of timber cottages and thatched roofs, castles stood on hills, beside rivers, and overlooking important roads. They were powerful landmarks, often visible for miles across the surrounding countryside. Some early castles were built from timber, but many were later rebuilt in stone, making them far stronger and much harder to attack. Their thick walls, tall towers, drawbridges and moats protected not only noble families, but often the surrounding communities during times of danger. But castles were far more than military fortresses. They were busy homes, workplaces, and centers of local life. Inside were kitchens, workshops, chapels, stables, bedrooms, and great halls where feasts, celebrations, and important meetings took place. Today, castle ruins often appear cold, grey, and empty. Originally, many looked very different. Walls were decorated with colourful paintings. Rich tapestries covered the bare stone, and roaring fires filled the halls with warmth during winter. Behind those walls, cooks, blacksmiths, servants, soldiers, craftsmen, and children lived and worked side by side, making every castle a busy community, from sunrise until long after nightfall. For most families, village life followed the rhythm of the seasons. Around 9 out of every 10 people worked the land, and the changing year shaped almost everything they did. Spring brought planting. Summer meant long days tending crops and caring for animals beneath the sun. Autumn became the busiest time of all, as harvests had to be gathered before winter arrived. Then came the colder months when tools were repaired, clothing was mended, and precious food supplies had to last until spring returned. Most homes were simple, built from timber, clay, and thatch. Meals often consisted of bread, vegetable soups, oats, cheese, and whatever could be grown, gathered, or traded nearby. Life demanded constant effort. Yet it was not without moments of joy. Village fairs filled open spaces with music, dancing, and games. Neighbors helped one another during the harvest. Children invented games from sticks, stones, and whatever they could find. As darkness fell, families gathered around the fire, sharing stories that had been passed from grandparents to grandchildren for generations. Long before books became common, memories carried history from one generation to the next. Among the most recognizable figures of the Middle Ages were the knights. Becoming one was a journey that often began in childhood. A young boy might first serve as a page before becoming a squire. Learning to ride, care for horses, maintain weapons, and master the skills needed for battle. Only after years of training could he hope to earn the title of knight. Their armor looked impossibly heavy. A complete suit often weighed around 20 to 25 kilograms. Yet its weight was spread so evenly across the body that a trained knight could run, climb ladders, and even mount a horse without help. Powerful war horses were just as valuable as the armor itself. Together, horse and rider formed one of the most formidable forces on a medieval battlefield. But not every day was spent preparing for war. Knights also competed in tournaments where crowds gathered to watch thrilling displays of skill, courage, and horsemanship. These spectacular events were part sport, part entertainment, and part military training, allowing knights to sharpen the skills they might one day need in battle. Long before watches, clocks, and mobile phones, communities measured time in a very different way. The sound of church bells echoed across villages and towns several times each day. Their ringing called people to prayer. It announced weddings and celebrations. It warned of fires or approaching danger. It marked moments of sadness. For countless families, the bells became the heartbeat of everyday life. The tallest building most villagers ever saw was their local church or cathedral. These magnificent buildings inspired awe, not only because of their size, but because of the extraordinary effort required to build them. Some cathedrals took well over 100 years to complete. The people who laid the very first stones often knew they would never see the finished building. In some places, the grandchildren of the original builders helped complete work that had started decades before they were born. These great cathedrals were built one generation at a time, each leaving something behind for the next to continue. While villages remained peaceful for much of the year, market day transformed nearby towns into places full of life. Farmers arrived with carts of vegetables, grain, and livestock. Merchants unpacked cloth, spices, pottery, and finely crafted goods from distant regions. Blacksmiths forged horseshoes, nails, and farming tools. Millers turned grain into flour. Bakers filled the streets with the smell of fresh bread. Leatherworkers, weavers, carpenters, and potters all practiced skills that had often been passed down through their families for generations. The air filled with the sounds of hammering, trading, laughter, and conversation. It also carried the smells of wood smoke, baking bread, leather, horses, and open fires. For many children, market day was the busiest and most exciting day of the month. It was also where people first heard news from afar. Travelers spoke of towering mountains, distant kingdoms, unfamiliar animals, and cities far beyond the horizon. For people who had rarely traveled beyond their own village, these stories must have sounded almost unbelievable. The Middle Ages were filled with mystery. Dense forests covered vast areas of Europe, and beyond familiar roads lay places few ordinary people had ever seen. For many, the world simply faded into the unknown. The unknown inspired endless imagination. Stories told of dragons sleeping beneath mountains, giants wandering lonely hills, sea monsters waiting beyond the edge of the known oceans, and mysterious spirits hidden deep within ancient forests. Whether these creatures truly existed mattered less than the sense of wonder they inspired. Ideas traveled slowly. Maps were often incomplete. Some even showed enormous sea creatures swimming beyond the lands that explorers had reached. Where knowledge ended, imagination often began. Books themselves were incredibly rare. Before the invention of the printing press, every page had to be copied carefully by hand. A single, beautifully written book could take years to complete, making it one of the most precious objects a monastery or wealthy family could own. Some important books became so valuable that they were chained to their shelves. Not because they contained dangerous secrets, but because replacing them was almost impossible. As the centuries passed, the medieval era was drawing to a close. Universities welcomed more students, allowing learning to spread further than ever before. Shipbuilders designed stronger vessels that could travel greater distances by sea. New inventions gradually transformed everyday life. Then, around the middle of the 15th century, one remarkable invention accelerated that change. The printing press. For centuries, books had been copied slowly by hand, one page at a time. Now the same words and ideas could be reproduced again and again, allowing knowledge to travel farther and faster than ever before. Curiosity grew. Exploration expanded. Maps became more accurate. The world seemed to grow larger, even though it had never changed at all. Little by little, the familiar boundaries of the Middle Ages gave way to a new era of discovery. The medieval era was coming to an end, and a new chapter was about to begin. Today, many medieval castles, cathedrals, and cobbled streets still stand. They have watched endless seasons pass, seen kingdoms rise and fall, and quietly witnessed almost 1,000 years of history. The forests may have grown smaller. The roads have become faster. Small villages have expanded into busy towns and great cities. Yet these ancient places still allow us to step into another age. If you walk beneath the soaring arches of a medieval cathedral, pass through the gates of a time-worn castle, or wander along a narrow cobbled street, you are following paths once walked by countless people hundreds of years ago. They remind us that history is not only something we read about. Sometimes it can still be seen, touched, and experienced. If this journey sparked wonder, we'd love to have you with us on future journeys. So please consider subscribing or sharing with a friend. As always, thanks for listening and for being here with us to explore these moments with Little Planet Wonder.